Do you want to learn to code? Do you feel overwhelmed by learning programming languages? Have you tried learning a language but failed? Do you want to have fun while coding? If your answer for any of those is a yes, then you are in the right place. Because in this video, I like to show you how to code in Scratch. So what is Scratch? Scratch is a programming language which has an online and an offline version as well. You can create games, animations, stories, and music with Scratch. Basically, you can learn the fundamentals of programming with using this platform while having fun. In this video, I will show you a Scratch tutorial where we will code the famous Pong game together. So, if you're ready, let's get started. This tutorial wouldn't have been here without my brother's support and programming skills, who introduced me to Scratch and taught me how to use it. First, you need to go to Scratch's website. After you created an account, you can navigate here and select My Stuff. Here you can create a new project. After you have created a new Scratch project, you can create a new so-called spirit. It's a new person in your game. So first we draw a line or two lines because these will be the players in our game. We can name them player 1 and player 2. If you click on the code section, you can see a vertical bar where you can find all the coding elements that you can use. Because we have drawn the player elements white, we should make the background a little bit darker. We also need to draw two walls to the lower and upper edge of the screen because we want the ball to bounce from the walls and stay inside the game area. And now we can start the coding of the first player. We have to start our code with this when the green flag clicked element. It means that when the green flag is clicked, what means that the game is started. It do everything that we will write below this element. We can use multiple green flag elements. Under the green flag element, we have to tell the player 1 to go to a specific position. After this, we need to work on the motion of the players. So I place two if statement into our forever cycle, and then in the if statement I check that the up or the down arrow is pressed. If one of those is pressed, I change the y coordinate with 5 minus or plus 5. And as you can see in the game, it's working correctly. But I wanted to control the player 1 with the W and S keys and the player 2 with the up arrow and down arrow, and this is why I changed a little bit in the code. The next person we need to create is the ball. We can draw a simple dot. As for the position of the ball, we need to make sure that it starts from the center. So we can say the center like x0 and y0 because we have the center of our coordinate system in the center of the game area. We like our ball to start to move on one of 4 directions, and we also like to choose this direction randomly. For this, we need to declare a random variable between 1 and 4, and if this random number is 1, then the ball will turn by 45 degrees, and if it's 2, then 135 degrees, and so on. And at the end, we have to tell the ball to move by 10 steps at a time. Then we need to make the bounce from the walls. For this, we need to check the upper and lower walls separately. It's also important to check the direction of the ball to know what direction we want it to bounce. We also need to make sure that the ball bounces correctly from the players as well. We can do this with 2 additional if-then statements with the same logic as we did before. Then we can create 2 variables for each of the players' score. If we check the box next to the variable, then it will appear on the game area. We can customize a little bit to look more nice and clean. We can say that one player scores if the x position of the ball is minus or plus 240, and then we need to increase the score variable by 1. And then we can test our game. We need to set the scores to 0 on every start. As you can see, we need to write the wait until command after increasing the scores, because if we don't do that, then the player will get scores as long as the ball touches the goal area. If you want to announce the winner at the end of the game, you can do a text element with two costumes. One costume with the text player 1 won and the other with the text player 2 won. We need to tell the text that it's time to appear. For this, the ball needs to send two types of messages. One message for the winning of the first player and another for the other player. Then we can tell the game that when any of the players reaches 5 points, the game is over and one of the players has won. So we will send the winner's message to the text element. You can see the text element is waiting for those messages to show up in the right costume. It's more organized if we put this section below another green flag element. It's up to you how you'd like to organize your code. We can organize the code a little bit further as well. Let's create another message type and call it kickoff. In this game, we want a kickoff after every score, so we'd like the ball to go back to the center and choose a random direction to go. For this, we need to redesign the code a little. First, we need to take out the first part of this section and replace it with only a kickoff message. We also need to place kickoff messages after the score increasing. And we also need to place the text to a place where it's readable. Right now the players can go outside of the game area, so we need to fix it. We can tell them to bounce back from the upper and lower walls by stepping 5 steps into the opposite direction. And that's all. Now we can play with our very first Scratch game. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I will leave a link in the description box of the Scratch project. You can check out other projects on Scratch website. There are a lot of great stuff there. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, let me know in the comment section down below or like this video. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and see you next time.